In this video, I'm going to do a benchtop test and demo of Auxbeam's new KS80 switch panel. This switch panel has a number of features that I don't think any other panel on the market has, and I'll demonstrate those in this video. First, let's look at the basic components of the system. This is the switch panel. It's got 8 buttons for 8 circuits. It's got a knob, rotary knob, which controls a number of functions. I'll demonstrate that. And it's got a row of buttons at the bottom for special functions. I'll demonstrate that in a minute as well. It connects to the control box with this supplied cable. Power for the system comes from 2 heavy-duty cables. Positive runs through a circuit breaker to the vehicle battery. Since I'm doing a bench test, I've just used a clip lead to connect it to my benchtop power supply. Negative goes to the negative terminal of the battery, and again I've clip leaded that. And the final connection is this red wire marked ACC or accessory, and that would go to a switched circuit in the vehicle. In other words, a circuit that gets activated when the ignition is turned on. In the vehicle, it would typically be connected with this supplied fuse tap, which enables you to share the switched circuit between its original function in the vehicle and powering the system. So let's turn it on and see how it works. I've got 4 LED pods connected to 4 of the circuits. There are 8 circuits here. I've connected these 5, 6, 7, and 8. 2 wires, very simple connection. And you press a button and a light goes on. Very simple. Basic function, pretty much every switch panel on the market has that. The labels, by the way, or the switches are unlabeled, but the kit comes with 160 different labels. And if you can't find one here that meets your needs, I'll show you in the review. I'll give you a link where you can find out how to make your own. So some basic functions of each circuit. There's a mode button here, and if you press it until you get a red light, you notice that the red lights above each switch blink. You can change the mode by pressing. It timed out. I'm explaining it too long. You can change the mode by pressing the switch. Right now it went to blue. That means momentary. So turn off the mode. And now you can see it's only on when I'm pressing it. Let's go back to mode selection. If I change it to green, not only do I get a green light here, but I get a green light around here. This is going to be pulse mode, and I'm going to turn it up to make it faster. Turn mode off, and now I have a pulse mode. We'll reset that. There's also an SOS mode, which will blink out SOS in Morse code if that's useful to you. Other special functions activated with the bottom row of switches. One is strobe mode, which will basically flash all of the circuits at the same time. So all 4 of the ones I have plugged in are lit, and these as well. This, by the way, could be a very useful function for first responders, emergency vehicles, where you want to flash your lights when you're on your way to an emergency or attending to an emergency. Another function is called chase. Let's turn on 4 lights. We'll press chase, and it's going to light each one in sequence. It's going pretty slowly, but again, you can speed it up with this. Turn off chase. By the way, you can turn off all things at once by pressing the knob, and when you press it a second time, it'll turn on whatever was on the last time it was turned off. So that can be handy too. Another special function that this has, that I'm not sure any other switch panel has, is called external triggers. They provide this wire. You plug it into the external trigger port, and there are 4 wires here, numbered 5, 6, 7, and 8. The way this works is you connect the wire for the circuit you're working with, we'll use 8, to a circuit in the vehicle. So if I connect this to the brake light circuit in the vehicle, whenever I step on the brake, circuit 8 will be activated. And I'll demonstrate that by just touching the wire to positive, and you can see the light goes on. But one way you might use that, let's go into mode setting. Let's set 8 to pulse. And now, when I step on the brake, I get an unmissable, fast blinking third brake light. So this could increase the safety of your vehicle. Let's go back into mode setting, and I'll turn this back to toggle. Pull the trigger wire out. We don't need that anymore. There's a brightness function. So let's go turn on a light, turn on bright, and you can dim or brighten a light. Probably works a little better with incandescent bulbs than LEDs, or these LEDs, these small LED pods in particular, but could be very useful for, let's say you have a circuit that's doing interior lighting in your overland vehicle. Could be very useful to set the brightness just how you need it for nighttime. Turn that off. Other configuration options. There's a backlit mode. So everything's backlit, but when you go into that mode, the knob changes the brightness. So it might be good for night driving if you want to turn your brightness of the backlight down. And if you press the backlight button twice, it blinks, and then you can change the color of the lights just by rotating the knob. By the way, if you hold this button for 12 seconds, it'll reset everything to its factory settings. So if you want to clear everything out, now it's back to its factory settings. So that's a quick demo of the KS80 switch panel. It's got some unique features that I don't think any other switch panel system has. It could be very useful for first responders, could be useful to increase the safety of your vehicle by making new high visibility third brake lights. Can be useful in an overland vehicle for controlling circuits, changing the brightness of lights. And typical of all other Auxbeam switch panels, it's a very high quality product. If it has features that you think would be useful in your vehicle, I highly recommend it.